I was about 8 years old. I was a poor kid from a one-parent family growing up in New York. They were turning off the lights and the heat, and I looked at my brother, and by the way, I was straight New York. I'm like, yo, what just happened? And my brother Cliff says, we're poor. I said, you're poor. I ain't poor. You're poor. He goes, Nancy, we're poor. We don't have money to pay the bills. And I was like, I ain't living like this. I'm not gonna be like Mom. I don't wanna live where somebody can turn the lights off on me. That'll never happen. And I said, I am not gonna be poor when I grow up. He goes, you're 8 and you're poor. And that was the last time he ever said that to me. And I saw this amazing guy on TV about 2 years later, and he said, I'm the greatest of all time. I beat Joe Frazier like I beat George Foreman, like I beat Sonny Liston back in 1964. I'm too pretty not to be the champion of the world. I am the greatest of all times. And I walked in the kitchen and I looked at my mom, this little white, Jewish, red-headed girl, and I went, I'm gonna be the greatest of all times. Nobody's gonna be better than me. She goes, what is wrong with you? And why are you talking like that? I said, I don't know, but I'm gonna be the greatest. I'm gonna knock you out. She goes, I am your mother. 4 rounds. I don't know what I'm gonna do to the kid. And she goes, Nancy. And I turned around, I put my hands on my hips, and I looked at her and I said, you better get used to it. I'm gonna make history. I'm gonna be the greatest of all time because Muhammad Ali says I can be the greatest of all time. Then, think about it. About 9 years later, I meet Muhammad Ali, and we're in the room together in New York, and I'd just come out of the Olympics and I'm in college, and he looked at me, and you know, I was across the room, and my mother goes, Mr. Muhammad, my daughter Nancy, she's the greatest basketball player of all time. And he goes, listen lady, there's only one greatest of all time, it's me. And I was over there with one of my Olympic teammates, he was a boxer, Howard Davis, and he looks and he goes, Howard, is the kid good? And he's like, yeah. So he goes, come here. And I was so scared and so nervous. And I walked over, you know, sheepishly, and he looks at me and he goes, your mother says you're good. Are you good? And I looked at him and I went, no, Mr. Muhammad, yeah, I'm the greatest of all times. And he gave me a hug and he goes, there's 2 of us? And I said, you know your song? Of the greatest love of all, like I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity because the greatest love of all is inside of me. It better be inside of you because if you don't love you, why should other people love you?